Hi scholars, I hope you're ready for a brand new exciting week of writing where you will learn some new writing techniques so that we can enhance our writing every single day. Now, this week we will be working on, drum roll please, problem and attempts to resolve. That's right guys, this week we're working on the problem in our story and the attempts to resolve so that our reader can know exactly what happened in the story and what we did to try to solve it. Now, I'm going to show you first the song for the problem and attempts to resolve, and then you're going to sing it with me because guess what? You're the experts in this. You know exactly what the problem and attempts to resolve is. So I'm going to go first, and then I know you in your loudest and proudest voice will sing along with me. My turn first. The problem is what the character wants or needs but they cannot have. And next we have the attempts to resolve. The attempts to resolve is how the character tries to solve the problem. It's what they're doing to try to solve their problem, guys. All right, now you do it with me. The problem is what the character wants or needs but they cannot have. The attempts to resolve is how the character tries to solve the problem. Now, we know that the problem is what the character wants or needs but cannot have. Now, we know the attempts to resolve is how the character is trying to solve that problem. But how do we implement that in our writing? That means, how do we add that into our writing so that the reader knows exactly what the problem is and what was done to try to solve it? I'm going to show you an example of what it looks like to include the problem and the attempts to resolve in a story. And then we're going to look at another example, and you're going to have to figure out what the problem is and what the attempts to resolve were. I want you to look at this next clip. When I'm thinking about the problem, I think about what I wanted. It's important for me to use the words wanted in the problem so that the reader knows exactly what it was and why I couldn't have it. So I said I wanted to get my grandfather a gift, but I left it at home. Notice how I said but that lets the reader know that something happened that stopped me from getting what I wanted. So the problem was that I wanted to get my grandfather a gift, but I left it at home. Every time there's a problem, we have to think about a solution. We have to think about something we can do to try to solve it. So I tried to go home, grab the gift, and come back. Now you're going to look at this next story and decide on your own what the problem in the story is and what the attempts to resolve were. Look at this next clip. Ava likes eating lunch outside with her friends. When she went outside, she didn't see them. Ava wondered whether they came to school that day or not. She really wanted to eat outside, but she didn't want to be alone. So she went inside and looked for another friend to eat with. I know you guys got this one. The problem in the story was that Ava wanted to eat outside, but she didn't want to be alone. Her attempts to resolve that problem was to go inside and see if she could find another friend to eat with. Now, this week, your goal is to make sure you are using the problem and the attempts to resolve in your story so that the reader knows exactly what you wanted, why you couldn't have it, and what you did to try to get it. I know you're going to have the best stories this week. You can do it.